What's up YouTube? Greetings to everybody and welcome if you're new to this channel. So this is the part 2 from a 100% metal upgrade video, and don't wonder that the build is finished. I have to show you these. We need these adapters, these brackets for the shock absorbers. Otherwise the shocks were too long and the car wouldn't drive. So let me show you how to put them on. We have these longer screws for the absorbers and these small screws to put it on the frame here into this hole. And there's a little gap that holds it to the frame so it can't move anywhere. So see, we have to put it on like this, and the small screw we have to put it in from the inner side of the frame so it can't move, as you see. So that's how it looked like when they're put on the frame. As you can see, super easy. And now we have to put the shock on. You have many options, but we want to get it as high as possible, not in this space you see in the last position. And you have even 3 holes to put it more to the left or to the right. So these are the long screws, and let's put it on. So I attached it to the right side. So that's how it looked like. And the rear shock absorbers, we have to put in more further to the right side to the holes. We don't use the brackets, the adapters, because otherwise you have to put some holes in the canopy. So that's what you have to do first, so you have no problems. And now we're going to make the rest from the metal upgrade parts to our frame and everything. So at first we're going to put our metal fixed servo seat to the frame. We also put on the ESC to it, because it's a little bit different than before. We can't use any screws. So let me show you. This is the only thing, the connection link from the steering to the servo horn. This is the only part that doesn't fit good. It looks like, but it doesn't. I will show you it. We have to bend it a little bit. So here I show you. So this is the stock one from plastic. You see how it's shaped, and it's a much of movement. So we need this definitely. So gently bend this steering rod, this linkage a little bit. So that's really enough, only a little bit, so I can show you in comparison. So as you can see, that should look like, nearly to the stock one. So, and as I said before, we can't use the screw to put on the EC to the metal fixed servo seat. So we need some 3M double-sided tape and stick it to the servo seat, no problem. So now the plastic cover back on it, so that we can put on the canopy later. Here are some nice Suleve M3 screws in green alloy one, short ones. They fit perfect, really. I think we don't see them, but you know, a little bit of detail finish looks always nice. So let's start to convert the whole rear axle. First we start with the metal beam in the rear. Now our connection links or rods, you see a slightly bigger one. So the slightly bigger one goes on top as before, and the smaller one goes to the bottom. So I'm going to show you this all in fast forward, so it's the same procedure as in the previous video on the front parts, so nothing's different. Now our drive shaft, so you only have to watch out to these little tiny Allen key screws. They're on two sides. Now a rear axle, you have to watch out because it goes slightly to one side more, to the left or to the rear. So I can show you, here's the stock one. So in this position of the frame of the car, it should face to the bottom. But if we turn around, we also have to turn around the axle. That's the right position. And now we're going to put on the traction link base to the axle. We only need these screws and not the two adapters, they're inside the package. So that's how it should look like. Now we're going to attach the shock absorbers. To make them a little bit smoother, it's high for me, so take some oil a little bit, and they're going much smoother. So guys, the longer part from the connection link should face to the shock absorber. I can show you.
Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you like what we do, please subscribe.
So do you remember the long screw that was inside the package from the shock absorbers? It's just perfect to put it through to the two connection links and through the traction link base. It's perfect. And be sure to put a hex nut on the end from the screw. Now our drive shaft. So you can adjust the connection links that allows to move the axle in the position we need it. So guys, and here you can see that I don't use the adapters, the brackets for the shock absorbers. I put them more to the rear. If you use them, otherwise you have to make some holes into the canopy so it doesn't fit, and I don't want to do this. So you can see it works perfect, and it's the same height like the front absorbers. So let me show you from another camera angle. When you adjust the rods, let the axle move, you have to adjust the upper ones and the bottom ones. So, but this is the perfect position for me. So guys, and that's how it looked like in the front absorbers with the adapters. Really nice. So let's take the brackets off the adapters. I will take them later in another position. I will show you. And I want to show you one thing, the axle from inside. So there are B-rings, a metal gear, grease, and here's the other side. It looks really nice. So let's take some more tiny screws into the metal beam so that it can't move. Like I said before, I will use them but in the other way. I put them down just only for the optical thing. We have them, so why don't use them? So you can see they won't touch the shock absorbers. Everything works perfect. It's a little detail, a little touch. Yeah guys, and we're mostly done. So let's put on the rear canopy, the trunk on it, the screw through the metal beam, and yeah, that's it mostly. Yes, and some of you asked where to put on the on-off switch, and that's the place. It's perfect, it's super easy, and you can reach it without any problems. So and here's a little measurement so that you can see it's 25 millimeters on the front and on the rear, so exactly the same. Next video guys, I'm going to make the front bumper in metal and also the side steps, the door steps also in metal. To the rear I'm going to make a rear bumper in metal and maybe some exhaust or something like this. On the top, I don't know, I will do something, maybe some metal cage or for LED lights, I don't know right now. Yes, and for sure the servo horn in a green alloy and the servo itself also in metal. Thank you very much and see you next week guys.